Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Invincible podcast. My name is Tommy Ryman. I am a 24-year-old entrepreneur based in central Canada. And the current business that I am spending every week, second running, is a marketing agency called 99th Media. We've made our clients over $55 million over the past 3 years, 2.5 years. I believe it's three, maybe just over. It's been a long time, been a minute. But yeah, today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about kind of what happened during the week and what I've learned from literally spending every waking second aside from while I'm at the gym on my business. And this is a thing that I've prayed for a while. This is a thing that I wanted for a very, very long time was that full calendar, the full days, the meetings constantly, the having to do client work, the having to jump on calls and trainings and revise stuff and do all of these different things from the second I wake up to the second I go to bed. Because to me, that was success when I started my business. And that's how I structured my life. And that's how I wanted it structured because that's what I thought was a signal that I was doing well. And that's what I thought was what I was supposed to be doing after watching Iman Gadzhi back when I was starting my agency and even well before. He would always talk about, okay, I'm going to go do some work now. And it was constant. And then watching other entrepreneurs make content, and it was a constant flow of work. It was constant, 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 constant. And to me, that was success. That was what I needed to do. And that's how I needed to build my calendar and build my life. And so I did. And now that I've got millions of dollars flowing through as far as client revenues go, we've got our revenue, we've got obviously all the client work that needs to be done. I've got employees to manage. I've got my own schedule to manage. I have a relationship. I'm trying to be there for the family. I'm trying to be there for my nieces and nephews. My little sister plays basketball. I'm trying to be there for everybody. I'm trying to do all the things and I'm trying to maintain friendships throughout it all. And it's just, you have to sacrifice something. Something has to be let go if this is what you really want and this is how you want to structure your life. If you want to be busy and you want to have something to work on all the time, you're going to have to give up pretty much everything else. I've gotten to the point where I almost can't go to the gym anymore because there's too much work that needs to be done. And I know there are a lot of entrepreneurs who give up the gym or they cut down to maybe 2 or 3 workouts a week, or maybe even 1 workout per week during the time that they're really building. But for me, that was never something I wanted to do. I wanted to keep my body in physically adequate shape, we can say, so that I can go out and play sports. I can get out of bed without too many problems. Obviously, if I have a herniated disc at the time, that's another story. I'll tell that in another video. But for me, I want to be there for all these people and I want to be able to maintain my physical state, at least for longevity's sake, for health's sake. But I've gone to the point where you're so busy, you just can't. You just can't do the 2.5 hour workouts anymore and maintain the same level of sleep and do all the work and have the relationships, all this stuff. And so what I've had to do is I've had to dial back a lot of things. So rather than being able to take my time for extended periods at the gym or at family events or all these other things, I try to go, show up, do what I need to do, get out, get back to work. And for me, going through the whole building stage to get here, and granted, we're still building, like we're nowhere near where we want to be. But all that time, this is what I was hoping for. And I'm not complaining. I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining, and I hope that's not how it's coming across. I just want to share with you that when you get to the stage that you prayed for, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be stuff that you never expected. I didn't expect to have to jump on trainings at 9 in the evening or at 1 a.m. because someone around the world is teaching something that I'm not super knowledgeable on, and we have a client that's looking to take that on. Or you don't know that you're going to get all the client revisions for every piece of content that you put out or had scheduled for a couple months in advance all at one time, and they say they need it now. Or you don't know that your Google ads for 3 client accounts are going to get stopped all at the same time, and you have to go troubleshoot for each one. Or you don't know that Meta's going to just say, hey, your card's no longer good to advertise with us. Your Facebook ads are now shut down. All these things happen, and it seems like they all happen at once. And we're in the middle of training a sales guy. Yeah, there's a lot fucking going on right now, and I love it. And I'm super blessed to be here, and I'm super grateful to be in this position. But you got to give something up. And for me, unfortunately, that's been time with my family and friends, as well as shorter workouts, things like that. But the big one has been time with family and friends, where I'd want to hang out with my friends 3, 4 times a week. Because let's be honest, there's nothing better than hanging out with the boys. I don't think sex comes close. It's great, but not close. Something about hanging out with the boys, I think, is just the universal best thing a guy could do. And so having to give up a lot of these things that I really love to do, and spending time with my family. My parents are getting older. They're slowing down. My nieces and nephews are growing up. And you start to see all these people that you love less and less and less and less, and including my siblings, right? Like, I don't get to spend as much time with them as I would like to. But you also have to come to a point where, hey, what's important in this season? And in this season, for me, it's important to build a business and to scale this business to the point where M&A can happen through the cash flow, so that this business is essentially feeding all the acquisition deals that come from it and come from the relationships that I get from the marketing agency. The goal is and always has been with the marketing agency to get into businesses, to make the money, and to ideally get some type of equity. That's something I've said from day one, and I don't think will ever change, because I know how great I am at helping these businesses scale and how great my team is. So in this season, that's what's important, and I have to keep reminding myself of that. And I'm sure that would probably be some of y'all as well, where you want it all and you want it all right now. And I heard it's a really good quote: "Is you can have it all, just not all at once." And it's super cool, and it really like punched me in the face when I first started it. So I sat there, like just listening to it on repeat. I think it was on a YouTube video or a TikTok or something of the sort. And I sat there just mulling it over as the video kept replaying. I, I feel like there's no emphasis on this, and there's not a whole lot of people saying that, because they're not trying to sell you a course through it. They're not trying to sell you their school community, their WAP community, their paid Discord, or whatever it is. Because if you could have everything all at once, this just nothing would be at that same scale. Now, I'm not saying you can't have friends and money at the same time, because just build a company with your friends and you get to hang out with them all the time and scale and build. I'm not saying you can't have relationships and money at the same time. Build a business with your girlfriend. I'm not saying you can't have any of these things simultaneously, but just all of them. I feel like until you get to a certain level, when you can have a team in place to take care of certain things for you, and to where you don't have to be everywhere all at once, then sure, I'm sure you could have all these things, but then you won't necessarily have your youth and your vitality. I'm sure there's ways around all of it. I'm just not wise enough to know them yet. So for me, that's just kind of the big lesson that I've been sitting on lately, is just you have to give something up. Like, you can have it all, just not all at once. And so for me this season, which Lord knows how long it will last. We've got big goals for this year, and if we hit all the goals, when we hit all the goals, the business may look quite different just from a operational standpoint. And when that comes, we'll see the shift and the shift in how I'm in the agency day to day. But that's kind of the big lesson that I've been chewing on the last little while, and that's kind of been sitting with me. So that's what I got for you today. I hope y'all have a blessed, what is it? We're going to be in February when this one goes up. I hope y'all have a blessed February and close out Q1 strong here through March yet. Be some more podcasts going. But anyway,